Yes, good morning, everyone. How are you? Abhishek, Naman, and other all. Okay. Have you submitted assignment? Yes, beta. Yesterday was the last day for submitting assignment. Have you submitted? Okay. So all those who have not submitted, many times I have told you that these assignments are for CBSE point of view because you people are in 12th class. So please submit all the assignments. I'm giving you one more day. Okay. So submit it by today evening. Am I clear? Okay, let's start with the Hindi prayer. So I am unmuting Anushka Bansal. I am unmuting you, beta. You just start with any one of the Hindi prayer, just one paragraph. Okay. So Anushka and Mitali. I am also unmuting you. Yes, Mitali. I am also unmuting you, beta. Just wait a minute. Anushka Bansal, till then be ready.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Mitali. Any one of Hindi prayer, you both recite just one paragraph, and other one just take the Gayatri Mantra position and be ready for Hindi prayer.
ये मत कहो खुदा से मेरे मुश्किलें
बड़ी हैं,
ये मुश्किलों से कह दो
मेरा खुदा बड़ा है।
आती है आंधिया तो करूँ खैर मकदम
आती है आंधिया तो करे उनका खैर मकदम।
तूफान से ही तो लड़ने खुदा ने तुझे गढ़ा है मत कहो खुदा से
मेरी मुश्किलें बड़ी हैं,
ये मुश्किलों से कह दो मेरा
खुदा बड़ा है। Yes, beta. So in the previous class, we discussed the assignment of planning, and today I'm going to start with the new chapter, which is organizing, chapter 5, and chapter 4 and chapter 5 both have 14 marks weightage. So both chapter are very important. Actually, in BST, units have been made by CBSE. So this is the smallest unit in which only 2 chapters are there, and which contains the maximum mark, 14 marks. And as you all know that we are doing the functions of management. Functions of management. So I have told you 5 functions of management. So Kashish, I am unmuting you, beta. Kashish, I have unmuted you. So please tell me name of all, good morning, beta. Tell me all 5 functions of management. Name of all the 5 functions of management which a manager has to perform. Yes, Kashish.
Ma'am, first is planning,
Very good.
then organizing,
Very good.
staffing, directing, and controlling.
Very good. So every manager, whether the business is on small scale or on large scale, has to perform all these 5 functions. That's why it is said that management is a process, because every manager has to perform the 5 functions, a series of 5 functions, and in a chronological order. It means one by one. He cannot skip any of the function. Clear? So organizing we have already done. In organizing, he has to decide what is to be done. Now the question arises how he has to perform. How he has to perform the task. In organizing, in planning, actually he is just deciding the objectives of the business. What is the objective of the business? What to do? And it is the second function of the management. Once the plans have been drawn, the management has to identify and establish productive relationships among various activities and resources required for implementing the plan. It means once the management have drawn the plans, then management has to identify and establish the productive relationships. Actually, for implementing the plan, the management needs resources. There are three type of resources: human resources, financial resources, and physical resources. Human resources is the staff of the organization, employees of the organization, which all you know that the greatest asset for any of the organization. Then the financial resources are the monetary resources of the business or the organization, which are required to buy each and everything. Then the physical resources are those resources which the business needs to buy by using the financial resources like land, building, plant, machinery, raw material, etc. So in organizing, actually the management has to create the relationship between all these resources: financial resources, physical resources, and the human resources. Like your room, study room, or your living room is not in proper order, so you have to organize it. You have to organize the papers, means putting them in a proper sequence, and so that each and everything is looking good. So similarly, in organizing, the manager or the top management has to uh, put the things in order, put the arrange the things so that the establish it can establish the relationship in different type of resources. Yes, 2 3 students have late entered, so please enter on time, otherwise from next class, many times I have warned you that I will be not giving you entry if you are coming 5 minutes late. So make sure you people are coming on time. So this is all about the introduction of the chapter organizing. So as I told you that in every function of management, it has its own features, importance, process. So similarly, these are the topics of the organizing: features, importance, process, and some other topics are there. Okay. So this is the best definition which I am going to give you, because this definition itself contains the process of organizing. This definition contains all the steps of the process of organizing. Okay. So the organizing refers to the process of identifying and grouping various activities and bringing together various resources for the achievement of specific goals. Identifying and grouping various activities. This line means that first of all, the objectives are set in the planning function, then the different activities to achieve those objectives are identified, like what we have to do to achieve that particular objective. Then we have to make the groups. Grouping means keeping all the similar activity in one group. Like in accountancy, we are making the groups of all the cash related items in one account, that is the cash account. Similarly, all the activities are grouped together, like all the production related activities are grouped in production department, all the marketing related activities are grouped in marketing department, sale related activity, like all the finance related activity from where the funds have to be raised and where we have to use them are grouped in finance department. Similarly, the different type of departments are created on the basis of the different activities, similar nature of activities. The main and bringing together various resources, I have already told you three resources. Which three resources? Financial resources, physical resources, and human resources. Why we are doing this such a hectic process? Why? What is the reason? The reason behind it: achievement of specific goal. As we all know that manager is performing any function, then behind that function the main motive is to achieve the organizational goal. So this line has to be added in at the end of the every definition of every function, we can see. So the main objective of organizing work is to divide the total work As we all know that if we have decided, like you have decided that you will be getting, you have set your objective that in next year in boards you are going to get 95% marks. So this 95% marks you cannot achieve in the efforts of a single day. So that's why in schools, in universities, the whole of the year is divided in different terms, so that the smaller portion of the chapters or the syllabus you can cover in that smaller terms, like your test, your cycle test, your first term, your second term, so that you can analyze your performance, where you are standing and where you want to go. So that's why in organization also the work is divided, the total work is divided into well defined jobs, smaller jobs. Like you want to achieve 1,000 units, you want to produce, this is the objective of production department, that you want to produce 1,000 units in a month. So the whole objective of the whole month will be divided in the daily basis objective. Like 900 units or 1,000 units is your the objective for the 1 month. So on a single day, you must have to achieve at least 30 units, because 30 days are there or 31 days are there. So the whole of the objective will be divided in small parts with proper coordination into well-defined jobs, with proper coordination and cooperation among the employees and the higher authorities in the organization. Then we will try to achieve that smaller objective with the proper coordination and cooperation. You all know that without coordination and cooperation, no objective can be achieved. Even the best plans may fail if there is no coordination and no cooperation among the team of the organization. In chapter 1, we have already understood both the concepts, coordination and cooperation. Okay, beta. So like this, like at the top position, and in the, here we have to make the top position. Wait a minute. I think there is some problem. Yes, organizing can be defined as identifying and grouping different activities in the organization. This is the definition, and it is according to Theo Hemen. And this definition will be giving you the all the steps of the organizing process. Identifying and grouping different activities in the organization and bringing together the physical, financial, and human resources to establish most productive relations for the achievement of specific goal of the organization. In this definition, you can find the whole of the steps. So organizing can be defined in two manners: as a structure, as a process. As a structure, it defines, in this chapter actually we will be learning how to make the organizational structures, means what is the relation in between the different levels of management we have already studied in chapter 1. So here we are going to discuss how the different levels of management are associated with each other, how the job positions are formed, and what is the relation in between different levels. Like here you can see in this picture that CEO, it is at the top level of the management, and under him the different other persons are there, different other positions are there, like director of finance. In MNCs, the directors of different department are different, but in a small scale business you may find only one director. Okay, so director of finance, director of HR, human resource department, director of marketing, and director of operations. Then this combined is the top level. Okay, then the middle level is marketing manager, different departmental manager who are working under the directors. Marketing manager, if our business is divided in different regions, like East Delhi, North Delhi, West Delhi, South Delhi. So different regions will be having their own different departments, marketing departments. So for every reason, we will be having a different marketing manager A, marketing manager for B reason, and marketing manager for C reason, and so on. And this complete picture is known as a organization chart. And in this chapter, we will learn how the organization is divided in different charts, and it is known as the organization structure. So when we are defining it organization as a structure, then it defines vertical and horizontal relationship. Vertical means standing line, like you can see that how the CEO is associated with all the directors and further all the marketing managers. We can see that here What is followed? Here we can see that the principle of scalar chain is followed, because all are divided or all are attached with each other in a scalar chain. Scalar chain means no one skipping is not allowed. So this is known as a vertical and horizontal relationship. Different directors are also associated with each other. So it is known as a vertical and horizontal relationship. As a process. As a process means organizing consists of two processes. First, differentiation, and second, integration. Differentiation means the work is divided into smaller units. It means each unit is different from the other units. And then it is assigned to the individuals according to their skills and abilities. Integration means different smaller units working on the different smaller units is integrated. Integrated means coordinated so that the whole of the smaller units can be achieved. Okay, so the next is the process of organizing. From here, your main topic starts. Process of organizing. Meaning of organizing, and organizing can be divided in two manner. I told you in the previous slide which two manner. First manner, as a structure in which we are making the relationship, the organizational relationship, like the horizontal and the vertical relationship. And second is the organizing as an integration. Integration means the coordination and cooperation in between the different departments. Okay. So now the process of the organizing. What is the process? Wherever there is a process, there are some steps, and each and everyone has to follow those steps. So first is the identification and division of work. In definition itself, I had given you this definition. At division of work, first step is division of work, or we can say identification and division of work. Both are same. So division of work, anyone can please tell me what do you mean by division of work? Yes, Gurnoor, I am unmuting you. Yes, Gurnoor, I have unmuted you. You don't
Yes,
know?
ma'am.
Yes. Could you please tell me what do you mean by division of work?
Ma'am, dividing the work into smaller segments to get it done effectively.
Yes, very good. The whole task is divided into smaller segments. Like, have you ever seen a furniture making industry? There, one person is not performing whole of the work. Division of work, already you have studied in principles of fuel also. Am I correct? Principles of fuel. There also you have understood about the division of work. The one person, yes, stepwise kaam karna. Yes, one person cannot perform the whole of the task. Okay, so to make him expert in only one part, in only one segment, the whole work is divided into smaller units. Then each unit is assigned to the person who is specialized in performing that task, as well as who is capable of doing that task. So in this manner, one person will be performing the same task again and again. And one day he will become perfect, expert, and it will lead to the efficiency in his work and less wastages of the resources. So here also you can see that in this picture, the whole of the task may be divided in different segments. Like if there is a tailoring shop, then one person is cutting the piece of cloth, other person is just making the drawings on that, then other person is joining it, then the one person may be giving it to the final shape, and the other accessories, the one person may put the accessories on that piece of cloth, then finally the ready-made garment is ready. So you can take this example wherever you want. Like in a school, different teachers are teaching different subjects. It means the work is divided among them. No teacher is teaching all the 5 6 subjects, especially in senior classes. So when they are teaching only one subject from past many years, it means now they have become expert in teaching that particular subject. So in while performing the organizing function, the first step is identification and division of the work. Like here, framing, siding, painting, inspection, shipping. So different things are there. Organizing function begins with the division of work. Division of work means divide the total work into smaller jobs. Okay, total work is divided into smaller jobs, and each job is assigned to individual according to their skills and qualifications. This line is very important. While assigning the job, we have to keep in mind the skills and the qualifications of the employees. It means the person who is expert or who is qualified in doing a particular thing, related task should be assigned to him, not the some other task. Like a manager you have appointed and he is qualified in finance, then he must be made the manager of finance department, not the other department. Otherwise he will not be able to give his best. Yes. So division of work leads to specialization. Like in a bank, every individual is assigned a job. Many of you must visited the bank, so you can see that in a bank different counters are there, and at different counters different persons are sitting, like cash deposit, cash withdrawal, personal loan, home loan, different general queries. So at every counter the person who is sitting is expert in that particular thing. Whatever the queries you will be having related to that particular concept, then he will be able to satisfy your queries. Okay, so this is the first function, first process step of the process of organizing function. Second step is departmentalization. So departmentalization means grouping of the activities. First step was the dividing the whole task into different activities. Now different activities are there, then you are going to make a group of all the similar nature activities, and that group will be known as department, and the process of making departments will be known as departmentalization. So like in an organization you can see that the different departments are there: purchase department, sales department, finance department, HR department. So in departmentalization, similar nature activities are grouped under one particular department, and the process of making that department is known as departmentalization. Okay, so one work has been divided into small and manageable activities. Then those activities which are similar in nature are grouped together and put under one department. Same thing I have told you. So grouping may be done. There are two bases of doing this grouping. And these are the two bases, two topics actually, which we will be studying in the next classes. Functions, on the basis of functions, on the basis of product. One more is there, territory basis, but in your course only two are there: on the basis of functions, on the basis of product. Functions like production department, sales department, finance department, this is on the basis of function. Product, like if a company is having a multiple products, like a company is dealing in ready-made garments, cosmetics, and leather items, then it will be having three departments: one for the ready-made garments, one for the cosmetics, third for the footwear. How many product line? It will be number of the departments will be depending on the number of product line. Suppose it is having four products, so it will be having four departments for different products, and one department will be uh, responsible or assigned only the activity related to one product only. Okay, in territory, like on the basis of the geographical boundary lines, like the East Delhi department, West Delhi department, South Delhi department. So on the basis of the territorial basis, we are assigning the jobs. This grouping process is called departmentalization. Okay, so CEO is at the top, then the different departments. So this departmentation is done on the basis of function. These are very two important topics. Marketing manager, who is responsible for the marketing and sales. Production manager, who is responsible for the all the production activities. All the production related activities will be grouped under production department, and one person will be made responsible or will be made head for that department. That person will be known as production manager. Then finance manager, then human resource manager, then purchase manager, then public relations. Nowadays public relations are very important, means creating a good image. Already in marketing you have studied this topic, creating a good image. Okay, so this is about the grouping of the jobs. Second point, then assignment of the duties. Once the jobs are grouped, once the first of all we are identifying the activities, in second step we are made the departments, we have grouped the jobs under one department. Now the question arises, who will perform which task? Who will perform which task? For this, assignment of duties is done. Assignment of duties means giving jobs to complete to the persons, allotting the task to the persons, allotting the task to the persons. And while doing this allotment, one important thing is very important, that is whenever we are going to assign the jobs to the employees, then there must be a match in between the किसमें मैच होना चाहिए, प्लीज टेल मी. जब हम किसी को जॉब असाइन कर रहे हैं तो वेयर द मैच शुड बी देयर. Could you please tell me? Yes. Once when the jobs are assigned to the persons, yes. How the jobs could be assigned to the persons? Different persons are there and different jobs are there. Then how we can? Yes, different persons are there. Yes, ability. Very good, Anushka. Skills. Toshit. Very good. Weber. Very good. According to skills. Very good. Specialization. Very good, students. Yes. Many times I have given you the example. When the jobs are assigned, then their capability of doing that particular job must be seen. If a person is capable, like in a school, let's take an example of school. One teacher is there who is qualified in accountancy. Okay, but there is no vacancy for accountancy in that school, so that teacher job of maths teacher is offered to her and she has readily accepted it. Then please tell me whether she will be an effective teacher, because her ability is to teach accountancy, but she has given the job of maths. No, never. Yes, very good. She cannot be an effective teacher. Why? Because her skills, her expertise, his qualification is in accountancy. So in organizations also the same process is followed. Okay. So in whatever field the employee is skilled, that field only assigned him. Okay, that field only assigned him. If not, then there will be a mismatch of their qualities, of their expertise, of their skills, and the job assigned to him. And he must not be able to give his 100%. He will be failed, or he may be always in tension because he will be not able to perform the job in a better way. So assignment of duties is the third step. Okay. So the next is, wait a minute. Yes, you can see that cashier, consulting, currency exchange. So different in a bank, if we are taking the example, then different jobs are assigned to the different persons according to their skills and qualification. In other words, we can say that the work must be assigned to those who are best fitted to perform it. It is essential for effective performance. Means randomly work should not be assigned. Next, fourth and the last step of accounting process. Fourth and last step, establishing authority relationship. Yes, establishing authority relationship means, suppose you have assigned the jobs to every person. Now all of the persons are having some authority, because when you are assigning the jobs, it does not mean you are giving them only responsibilities. Assignment of the jobs means giving responsibilities, but it does not mean we are only giving them responsibilities. We have already studied in principles of FEOL that responsibilities के साथ साथ authorities भी देना है. If there are only responsibilities, then the person will not be able to fulfill the given task to achieve the objectives. So in the organization, we have assigned the job. Along with that assignment of job, we have given accordingly the authorities so that the person is able to fulfill the given task. Okay, authorities are also given. So now every person in the organization is having authority as well as responsibilities. So now it will be very difficult if they all are working at the same level, then it will be very difficult to make a relationship in between all the persons who are working in the organization. What type of relationship? Superior and subordinate relationship. It means who is the boss and who is the employees. In principle of scalar chain, you have already understood that the one person is the boss as well as the employee. He may be the boss of his junior and he is the employee of his senior. So he has to take the orders from his bosses, then further he has to pass the orders to his employees. Okay, so he is an intermediary sometimes. So the person who is at the top level, he is only the boss. He is not the employee, he is the boss, because he is generating the orders. He is just getting the orders from the, we can say, the owners of the organization. But top level, so the organization is divided in different levels: top level, middle level, and lower level. And under, within these department also, there are many superior and subordinates. Like in production department, there is the production manager, who is the head of the production department. Then under him, many other persons. There may be a long chain of the superior subordinate relationship, like assistant, deputy production manager, senior production manager, assistant production manager. And under him we may have the production officer, senior production officer, deputy production officer, then the supervisor. Then under him the employees will be there. So in every department there is a chain of the employees. So in that department we have to make this, that who is going to take the orders from him. Yes, you can see from this chart that it is that person, she is the boss or he is the boss. Under her there are two persons, so she is boss to two persons. Then two persons are having three lines. These are the three authority lines: person 1, person 2, person 3. So they, the persons who are in middle at the second, in the second position, so they are boss as well as the subordinate. They are subordinate to the top and they are boss to the third level. Okay, so further this third level have their 6 authority lines chain. Under one person, two persons are working, and here also under one person, two persons are working. Then further under one person, two persons. So in this manner the organizational charts are created. Okay, so the last step in the organization process is defining the relationship among the people in the organization in clear terms, so there, so that there is a role clarity. Role clarity means the, in their mind, in the mind of employees, their role, their position is very much clear according to the organizational chart. They know it, that from whom they have to take orders and to whom they have to give orders. Okay, from whom they have to take orders and to whom they have to give orders. So their role, their position is very much clear to them. And in importance of organization, we can make it the importance of organization, because it will reduce the wastage of efforts, wastage of time, and definitely it will increase their efficiency, because they know each and everything. There is no confusion in their minds. Their role is very much clear. They know it very well, that from whom they have to take the orders and to whom he is answerable. Answerable means they have to give reports. Okay, so the establishment of such clear relationships helps to create a hierarchical structure and helps in coordination among various departments. Because if there will be no role clarity, then there will be no coordination. So for coordination, role clarity must be there. So this is all about the organizational uh, process. Okay, I'm repeating the steps so that you people are aware. And please don't leave the class in between, because I'll be not giving you attendance if you people are doing so. I will mark present only those who are present till last. Okay, so organizing we have done today. We have done only 2 topics: meaning of organizing and then the process of organizing. Just I'm doing a quick recap. Organizing as a structure defines the horizontal and vertical relationship. Organizing as a process defines the differentiation and the integration. Differentiation means division of work, and integration means coordination and cooperation among them. Then the process of organizing: identification, first step, identification and division of work. In identification, actually, we are identifying the what activities are to be performed, what activities we have to do, what activities are to be performed. Then the whole task cannot be done in one go. So we have to group the task. We have to, divide the task in smaller units. Why we are dividing the task? So that the one unit can be assigned to one person who is expert in doing that particular thing. The second step is, and this division of work, with the help of this division of work, we will be getting the benefits of specialization. You can write all these points in your explanation. Okay. Then grouping of job, the similar nature jobs are grouped together, and that grouping is known as making of departments. Okay, grouping is known as departments, and departmentation can be done on the basis of three bases. I told you which three bases. Yes, which three bases? Territorial basis, functional basis, territorial basis, functional basis, and one more. What was the one more? That is the product basis. Then third step, assignment of duties. Assignment of duties. Yes, very good, Divya Gurnur. Then assignment of duties. The task, one task is assigned to one person who is specialized in doing that particular task. It means job position, the qualities of a job must be matched with the qualities of the persons. Only then the job should be assigned. Last, establishing authority relationship. It means creating superior subordinate relationship. Who is superior and who is subordinate, who has to take orders from whom, and who has to give orders to whom. This all thing is done. Okay, so now I am giving you 2 3 very smaller questions. You just give me answers in your chat box. Okay, so my first question is the objective type question. So I'm will be reading the question and telling you the options. You have to give me just answer in ABCD form. Okay, organizing provides clear descriptions of jobs and related duties, which helps in organizing provides clear description of jobs and related duties, which helps in first, avoiding confusions and duplications. Second, better placement of employees. C, better supervision of employees. D, to encourage employees. Please tell me. Organizing provides clear description of jobs and related duties. Role clarity. Role clarity. Avoid the role clarity lead to what? It is a role clarity. Yes, very good, Vaibhav Sharma. Role clarity, it means clear description of jobs and related duties means there is a role clarity. Yes, very good, Nishna and Vaibhav. It's A, avoiding confusions and duplications. This line I told you in role clarity. Next, you have to tell me true or false. Organizing never clarifies authorities and responsibilities. True or false? Organizing never clarifies. Yes, very good. False. Very good. Everyone is correct. Very good. Because organizing clarifies the authority and responsibilities. Next, fill-ups. Organizing ensures the dash utilization of resources. Organizing ensures the dash utilization of resources. Please tell me. What type of utilization? Under, yes, very good, Shubhangi. Optimum utilization or judicious. Both are correct. Optimum utilization. Last, organizing, clarify, dash relationship. Which type of relationship? Organizing, clarify, dash relationship. Whose relationships are clarified by organizing? Yes, reporting relationship. Very good, Priyanshi. This is the last step. यहाँ लिखा भी हुआ, establishing authority or reporting relationship. Very good. So I am ending class here. So prepare your notes and tomorrow we will do the next topic. Okay, class. Bye everyone and thanks for being a patient listener. 5-10 minutes. We'll start the next class.